is this?
We'll start with what Lamech or
I don't know. You don't want to unwrap it.
Scroll!
Yeah.
Scroll! You get it.
Wow. Kind of fun.
I'm gonna.
that was found in a display case, by the way.
Which one?
Putting my little
This
mitts on.
this one was?
Yeah,
My
wow.
dirty, bloody.
That
little
was
mitts
found
on.
in the artificery. Here, I'll show you.
Sorry.
No, I'll
Don't
show you.
understand it.
Oh, nice.
Oh, is it like taped together?
No.
Glued?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Ah, the glue stick. The source of the glue stick.
By royal decree.
Artificery.
Okay. That is the beginning.
Have fun.
Great.
Starts with a name. Calubra's Wrath.
Mhm.
Artificery Blueprint. Ooh. Made by Calubra Baydun?
Sure.
Beedun?
Sure.
Very delicious.
God. This scroll details every step of my creation of the enchanted warhammer known as Calumbra's Wrath. By me, Calumbra. That's it. Oh, Geedun. If you're not officer, you will not be able to craft this weapon. You simply do not have the skill or wherewithal for it. So I suggest you stop reading unless you truly wish to know what is beyond you. If you are an artificer, prepare yourself for a challenge. I am not some hack selling enchanted dice, nor am I a charlatan who is known for cheap parlor tricks and gadgets. No, I am a renowned artificer of the city of Selm and a gem of the Erelundi. So again, if you are knowledgeable of artificery, know this. You will struggle, but you shall be rewarded in kind. The first thing you will need is a Warhammer of Silver. It will not work with any other material, as silver is the only metal that can hold the might of the Erelundi and the raw power of Hecate. You can either craft this hammer yourself, as I did, purchase one, win one in a duel, or scavenge it from a battlefield. They sell for quite a lot of money, as you'd expect, as silver is not all that common, and it is illegal to melt down the silver money we use as currency. The second thing you will need is a shard of Haitian glass. This glass, as you most likely already know, or at least you should if you call yourself an artificer, is what will hold the core of magic you place within the item. This will hold your signature, your intent, and will, and act as the heart of the item. However, Haitian glass can only be made in two ways. The first is through the Haitian monks of the Erelundi. There are no other peoples that can make such a regent, not humans, not dwarves, not elves, or dragons. Thus you must find a monk trained to create such things and barter for it, for they do not trade in gold, silver, and platinum. The second method of finding this is through war. War has been known to create many things, and one of the byproducts of vicious onslaughts of magic is the creation of Haitian glass. However, glass created in this way must be cleansed, or your will might clash with whomever's that made it. For the glass was made by magic, and the signature and intent of those who use said magic will imprint on everything it touches. Haitian glass is the result of a calcification of the arcane. This occurs when the soul energy used for the filtration and utilization of magic is filtered out into the magic itself. Once this occurs, the soul energy leaks out into a stream of magic one is using. Mortem and Thanatos' grip swiftly tries to snatch it from the stream, as it is not being held by any corporeal form, nor is it being controlled by any form of necromancy, and is therefore quickly reclaimed by the god of death and his usher. A trace amount of death energy is then swept up into the spell, the power of Hecate, and the soul, the power of life. Wait, hold on, I'm sorry, I'm going to read that again. That kind of confused me. Calcification of the arcane. This occurs when the soul energy used for the filtration and utilization of magic is filtered out into the magic itself. Once this occurs, once the soul energy leaks out into the stream of magic one is using, Mortem and Thanatos' grip swiftly tries to snatch it from the stream, as it is not being held by any corporeal form, nor is it being controlled by any form of necromancy, and is therefore quickly reclaimed by the god of death and his usher. A trace amount of death energy is then swept up into the spell, the power of Hecate, and the soul, the power of life. If one soul is partially eking out from the use of a spell, then that user is diving incredibly deep into the pools of Hecate. and therefore the power of the arcane is strong enough to melt each energy into one in the split second that each exists simultaneously within the same space, therefore creating Hakeetian glass.
Damn.
The soul is essentially morphed in this process and is therefore no longer considered a soul. So you need not worry, it is not necromancy. However, the signature and intent of a spell's user is important and can dramatically shift the item's end result. To cleanse it, you must find a druid, cleric, or paladin of moderate strength to do so, as the power they hold is filtered twice, once by the god themselves and then by their own soul, thus making their magic innately different than that of a sorcerer or wizard. I have never heard of a warlock with a good deity, nor have I ever heard of one having the capability to cleanse in such a way. Thus, I did not recommend them as well. The third thing you will need is a method of extracting arcane essence. There are many ways to do this, and there are many ways in which, many places in which the arcane lies and can be extracted. One may extract it from the air, from the stone, or from water, as all of the above carry with them trace amounts of arcane energy, which can be pulled from them quite easily while utilizing the appropriate tools. One may also extract arcane energy from themselves or from other people, though this can be painful and can have unforeseen consequences. I've extracted essence from myself. All one must do is act as a beacon to Hecate's power, as if you were about to cast a spell, though you do not cast that spell and instead extract the energy through the soul and into the item. The danger therein lies with the threat of siphoning one's own soul. The soul is not to be tampered with in such a way, for it is a gift from Varentuk, and the all soul. Hold on. The soul is not to be tampered with in such a way, for it is a gift from Varentuk and the All Soul. I do not condone the experimentation of that which needs none. But if you do siphon the arcane from your own belly, the soul simply acts as a bowl for you to sip from, and is entirely harmless and incredibly effective. I have also heard of some artificers learning to control anomalies of great power that supposedly lead to a stream of raw magic within our world, though I am not sure how much validity those claims have. The fourth thing you need is half a pound of mulch nimble nettle. Nimble nettle may be found in most elven forests in large quantities. The fifth thing you will need is a bed of coal, around 5 pounds of it. No particular coal is required. The sixth thing you will need is 1 cup of dried voskeen leaf. The final thing you'll need is a brass smithing hammer, as brass is the least magically conductive material. To craft this magnificent hammer, you must create a fire pit within soil. Anywhere will do. Then line the pit with coal and evenly distribute the voskeen leaf within. Once the coals are set, you must lather the hammer, every inch of it, in the mulched nettle nimble. Leave not one bit of the hammer uncoated by it. Once the hammer is thoroughly coated, let it sit within the bed of coals while you prepare the Hakeetian glass. In this instance, you must extract the equivalent of 3 spells cast at the 5th level. You may do this at different times in the day. Just make sure you do not leave more than a month between when you extract the first bout of arcane energy and when you finish the item. Store the Hakeetian power within her glass. Again, this can be done directly before creation of the hammer or within a month of the first extraction. Do not touch the filled Hakeetian glass with your bare hands, nor should you touch it with anything but enchanted gloves or adamantine gloves or tongs. It will burn through most anything at this point, and it is incredibly dangerous. This is where your skills as an artificer will show. You must light the voskeen leaf ablaze with the coal. You must scorch it, nearly turn the coal into molten lava if you must. Use a powerful magic to blow the flames into the bed underneath the hammer. Do not worry, the voskeen leaf will contain much of the initial burst of magic. Right at the moment the coals burn a hot red, you must freeze the hammer again with magic. Do not stop until you see frost accumulating upon the head of it, and witness the nimble nettle hardening like a shell. As soon as you see the nimble nettle begin to crack, you must slam the shard of Hakeetian glass into the broadside of the head of the hammer. You will feel resistance, that is normal, but you must push it into the silver. Once you push in at least 2 centimeters, begin to pummel it into the hammer with your smithing hammer. The glass will eventually slip entirely into the warhammer. And at this point, you have but a few seconds to catch your breath. A small but incredibly powerful dome of force will very shortly afterwards explode out from the hammer. However, the voskeen smoke will slow it and contain it for a short period of time. It is during this time that you must hammer in the puckering flares of magic that try to escape the dome and slam the force of it into submission with your brass hammer. You must not let a single flare erupt out of every bit of every bit of magic will explode from that hole it creates, leaving you most likely dead. And the hammer will be destroyed and devoid of any magical properties.
Damn.
Yeah, so big L. Only those skilled in the art of artificery will see each and every flare and be able to accurately slam against them. For if you are to hit them in the wrong direction, or with too much or too little force, they will erupt regardless. You will know it is finished when the dome is forced back entirely into the hammer. The flames will then leave the coals and absorb entirely into the weapon as if being sucked into a violent whirlpool.
Of Rodcom.
We've heard that before, right?
Mm-hmm. God of the Sea.
Yes. The shell of magic and nimble nettle will fall from it like a cocoon as well. If you do see this, I must congratulate you, for you have made a weapon worthy of defending the Erelundi with honor. Do so with pride, and may Hecate and Gilean forever guide your path. May she illuminate the darkness with her magic, and I pray you understand the shadow's secrets with his wisdom. This is the juicy bits. Should I read it out loud?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
As a free action when attacking, one may expend a single spell slot of the second level, first level for clerics and paladins, or lower to gain advantage on all attacks with this weapon for 12 seconds.
Wow.
If one decides to use the effect detailed prior, one may expend a spell slot of the second level for clerics and paladins to cripple the creature for the duration of combat, reducing their movement speed by half unless otherwise healed. Wow. If one decides to use the previously mentioned effect, one may expend a spell slot of 6th level or higher, or equivalent for a cleric or paladin 3rd level, to gain 3 more attacks for the next 12 seconds of combat with this weapon on top of whatever attack bonuses one may have, or with any other previously garnished extra attacks. Each of these extra attacks must be carried out with the hammer, and each of these extra attacks deals an 1d8 extra fire damage on top of the normal 1d8 plus strength, and can be doubled by rolling a crit. The weapon ignores bludgeoning resistance, and you gain a +1 to every attack roll. To attune to this item, you must be human or Erelundi. Nice.
tight.
Nice.
That shit is so cool. The silver warhammer with a piece of arcane Hikishin glass sticking out of the middle of it is so fucking tight.
So if Poseidon was to use that, he would have 5 attacks in one turn.
Yeah.
Wow.
That fucking you have to stack it though, right? So like you can't just like immediately use that. You have to stack it.
No, you can use them all in one turn.
You just
And
have
that's
to
a
use
free
them.
action. You just have to use
expend all
every
the
spell
spell slot.
slot beforehand.
Oh, okay.
So it has to be a 2nd level, a 4th level, and a 6th level, all expended as a free action, and then you can use it.
Big,
Damn.
meaty hits. Fat slaps.
Intense to make.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, yeah, you just gotta.
You have all the
do it.
ingredients.
Yeah.
We even have
we have the
the
Hikishin
leaf.
glass.
We have the Hikishin glass. We don't have the
The
silver
nimble nettle
warhammer.
is extremely easy to
The
get.
nimble nettle, but the other thing.
The warhammer.
The Voskeen leaf you do not have. That is the only item that you do not have.
Yeah.
and the warhammer. But
And
And the
the
silver warhammer.
But
yes.
yeah,
if we get enough
can
silver
just-
together, we can probably do one. Right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
we could buy one. It's
Or
worth it.
buy one.
It's worth it. Damn.
That's pretty spicy.
That's a tight weapon.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to use it because it's a warhammer, but I want to make it.
Yeah.
Definitely want to make it.
Okay.
Make
Give
it
it to
or
Titus.
die trying. No,
Or die trying. Yeah.
Nasu's got a bunch of silver. So.
He
Oh,
does
you
have
do?
ingots of silver,
This
yes.
is Rob Nasu.
Thanks, buddy.
The Pact of Natural Order. Let it be known that in our year 467, within the first age of Elvenkind, this pact is hereby recognized by all ruling powers of Adamas, and therefore Honduran. All life must have a place within the world, and it is within all of us that the duty lies to maintain this balance. A balance not just between the humanoid species of the world, but with all things, whether they be large or small. There shall not be any differentiation between life from this point hereafter. All life, regardless of one's subjective intelligence, emotional capabilities, passion, or drive, will be regarded just as you or I, whether they be, God, this font is so difficult to read. Whether they be a great leader, a grand sage, a farmer, a warrior, or a fly, their right to live out their days again shall not be infringed upon by any. If one should be found guilty of infringing upon said life, their life shall be forfeit, and the accused, once found guilty, shall be put to death by whatever means is deemed morally just and fitting of the crime. These instances should be looked at and scrutinized rigorously, for if abused, it would be in direct contradiction of itself. This will be avoided through the use of various checks and balances, such as the Ring of the Elven Hand, which shall include members from each and every humanoid species on Adamos.
What?
Right? However, this is but the first step. There shall be no discrimination of any species, for this is in and of itself an infringement upon one's ability to live within our society. On the subject of magic, it shall be taught equally throughout the realms to all who can use it. To ensure this, schools will be built within every major city, starting within Telemundialitas and the city of Selm. These arcane universities will be placed within the capital of humanity once one has been settled and agreed upon within their ranks, and within the dwarven city of Avenor once it has undergone the appropriate repairs to be suitable for such a place. Magic is an integral part of our ability to maintain the balance against those who would threaten it, and therefore its teaching is of the utmost importance. This teaching cannot be refused from any, for that would be in direct contradiction to previous rulings of this same pact. If one is to use this magic against the greater good of natural order, they shall be sentenced to death after a trial of determination. This trial must be scrupulous, for punishing one under false pretenses is in direct contradiction to this pact and will be overseen by ruling bodies dictated by whomever's realm the infringement was carried out upon. And finally, if any ruling body or realm is to go against this pact, nay, if they but threaten to contravene in any way with this ruling, it is the responsibility of each other ruling power to quash such things. This retaliation should be done in tangent with one other and should be done only if the majority agree to such things. In such cases, a vote will be held within the city of Telemundialitas, and if the majority rule that the transgression has been made, all must follow the majority's decision on how to handle said transgression.
Interesting.
He gave me the legal documents.
Mm-hmm.
May the gods look fondly upon us all, their vision hindered not by the barrier of their own creation. May life reign above the greed of its consciousness, and may we wade through the air-tempting draw to power. Beacon of Hecate, Lady Ildelintra, Melorian, Protector and Queen of Humanity, Veretta Cromast, Count of Cret de la and Spear of the Queen, Victor Casbo, Guardian of the Great Wood, Felmarian Mandulon? We've heard this name before. Mandulon. Sentinel of the Mountain, Carver of Deep Stone,
Brundaic
Ashstone. Damn.
So did the elves sign that?
Very
I don't
top. It
think
was
I
a
heard
The Aerolendi did.
Yeah, but
The
like
humans
the
did.
high elves are-
Guardian of the Great Wood.
It was only the Wood Elves and the Ireland that signed it.
Yeah.